Hey everyone, Mr. Devil here, Kenny Danico, 3-time Stanley Cup champion of the New Jersey Devils, and you're listening to the Uncle Pucker's New Jersey Devils podcast. Let's go Devils!
Hello everybody, welcome to the Uncle Pucker New Jersey Devil podcast. I'm Chris with Tony Zamboni and Mr. Tim. Bobby will be joining us shortly. So we are knee deep in it, boys. Or should I probably more like chin deep in it. Devils are on their 5-game losing streak. We're going to dive into all of that. But before we do, we'll do a little shout out to our sponsor. But before that, too, how is everybody? How are you guys doing? It's been a Monday, nice weekend. Everybody enjoy themselves?
No, I had a fucking horrible weekend.
Why, Tim? Because the Devils suck?
My favorite hockey team sucks. My favorite football team sucks. My beer league team sucks. I hurt my
we're
finger.
all in the same boat.
I have a man cold. The shit's not going great for Tim. I'm not wearing any Devils gear until these motherfuckers get their shit together. I'm very upset with them.
Next October?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, can't wait. Can't wait to start looking at prospect and draft lists again.
Yeah, because that's fun. Tony, how are you?
Doing good, man. How you guys doing?
I'm all right. I'm good, actually. Had a nice weekend, and yeah, looking forward to just chilling tonight. Not really doing a whole lot.
Nice weekend.
Got your Vikings gear on, I see.
I
figured
most of my football team.
Yeah, I mean, they really played a fucking Pop Warner team. Let's be realistic here. Like the Washington Commanders are dog shit.
I had a great weekend. My name's Chris. Yeah.
Yes.
And Chris, I was thinking about. I actually was talking about you the other day with one of my buddies.
What was that, Tony? I'm sorry.
You actually came up with one of my buddies the other day. The guy I do the podcast with, the Morgue podcast. I said we were talking about football, and I said, "My Chris, he loves this shit. He got it down." I go, "But the only thing I do have to disagree with you, and I think you got wrong this year. Not obviously besides my Raiders were going to be good, which is a fucking nightmare every week. That was wrong. I have to say, man, and I actually agreed when you said it, but I think you guys should have kept Sam Darnold for this season. I think that was a mistake, and there's no way for me to say it wasn't.
Yeah, what are they going to do? Give him like fucking 10
I think
years,
the Vikings will be in the playoffs this
year?
year. The Vikings will be in the playoffs this year. I think.
Well, okay. I'll say this. I thought that J.J. McCarthy would be more ready than he was. But real quick, before I go off on a tangent, like if you look at the games that J.J. has started, Kevin O'Connell really dropped the ball when it came to getting him, putting him. No, he really did. Like putting him in a position to succeed. He's took the entire. Hi, Bobby.
I got to bounce on right back.
All right. Took the entire, Sam Darnold playbook. This guy's been in the league 7 years. He's seen everything, and you didn't change it for J.J. McCarthy. Now, yesterday, he actually tinkered a little bit, and he ran the ball, and he gave him, quick options to get the ball out quick, and he was effective. So, I don't know. After 7 starts, I'm not ready to say the kid's a bust or not, but I agree with you. Sam Darnold was quarterback. They make the playoffs.
You guys will be going.
He's a
playoffs,
bum.
I think.
All professional athletes are bums.
Oh, you and your running back
Fuck
quarterback over there, buddy.
Sell them all. I don't care.
Right. Well, let me just do this because there's a lot to talk about. So let's just do this and get it out of the way. The DraftKings jaw-dropping moments that make hockey. Experience them all with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. And Missouri listeners, listen up. DraftKings Sportsbook is now live in the Show Me Stakes. I'm sure we got tons of Missouri fans here. New customers, this one's for you. Bet $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets. Just download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code THPN. That's code THPN to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins in partnership with DraftKings. Yeah, that's about it. Crown is yours. Okay, Bobby, welcome.
Yo.
How are you, my friend?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. You've been going a little crazy, huh?
A little bit. A little crazy. A lot of travel. A lot of hockey. Hockey supposed to be the good part, but some of these scores are just really getting me down, man.
Well, okay, let's do that. Let's just kind of go around the horn here. Hottest take on these 5-game losing streak. Just quick thoughts. Tony, you start. What?
I mean, obviously, it's first of all, obviously, the total bummer. It sucks, but I think I've been saying for the last couple of years, there's one thing that's bothering me. And I think we're starting to see it even now. I think we're not strong enough. We're not gritty enough. We're just not. The team doesn't have. We have one guy. Once Hughes gets hurt, we fall apart. I think we got to move guys now. It's time to do it. Me, Chris, we grew up. Bobby too. Tim, Lou. We made the moves to get shit done. Now it's just I don't see. Even if we win, if we start winning now, it'll be. Is it not? Is it going to be consistent? I don't think so. I don't think it's a consistent team, and I don't know, man. It's a lot of things. When I watched the last couple of weeks, the last couple of games, especially, man, it's not been fun. It's just they look like they're not even there. So that's my opinion on it.
Bob?
I have no more patience for this shit. I not separating this year as its own, but just in looking in the past few years, because now you got a nice big board to look at. I'm tired of not doing shit when we need to do shit, addressing problems when we need to address them early. Obviously, it's not working. We got hot in the beginning. We're terrible right now. And like Tony said, I love Jack Hughes. We can't go to shit whenever he's not there. And I know Pesci's gone too, and there's other people that have been in and out. But the bottom line is, if you're really evaluating this team on a daily basis, if you're not already saying something big needs to change, then yeah, he needs to go. Fitz needs to go. This is absolutely stupid. It's going to go down the same path that it always does. And it's going to have to be hard moves, right, Tony? Like you said, like Lou would make the hardest moves, didn't give a shit. Break up the A-line, you got it. Want another Stanley Cup? You got that too. Like this guy, sometimes things don't work. Sometimes things just don't work with the mix you have. I don't need to have the answers because I'm not getting paid to be a GM. But if you don't see it, like I'm just getting tired this year after year.
Timmy.
Yeah, I mean, it's we started off well this year, but the play wasn't all that good, right? And then now the bad play and results line up, and we're now going on the entire calendar year of 2025 of just a shitty brand of hockey. Like they're not. It's just bad hockey, and like the most consistent part about this team is their inconsistency. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's culture, if it's the core group of guys, it's Fitz inability to find the right complementary pieces. It's certainly injuries. It's definitely Jack Hughes constantly getting hurt.
We need some douchebags.
We need a prick, but like there's so much wrong right now that it's hard that it's not just one thing. It is so much. There's so much wrong. Like it starts with Jack being hurt. Then you go to Pesci being hurt. And those two guys are such integral pieces because they affect so much of the lineup. We have Mercer playing 2C where he sucks. We have guys that are getting 15 games played. Juho Lamiko's played 15 games. Like the same thing we did last year with fucking Dowling. It's just like, that's an indictment on Fitz. And everything he's done has been reactionary. Like after 22-23, he was like, we need to get bigger and tougher. Then he got a bunch of slow guys that fucking sucked at hockey. Then he was like, oh, we need to get a little bit bigger and tougher, but we need to get better skilled guys. And then he brought in better skilled guys, reworked the D. And then he was like, we needed new goaltending. And then it took him 2 years to get the goalie that he wanted. That's 2 years too late. Everything's 2 years too late. Like he doesn't have good foresight. Everything he does is reactionary, and it's frustrating. And I'm questioning every single thing. I'm questioning Keefe. I'm questioning this core. I'm questioning our depth. I'm questioning Fitz. I'm questioning the ownership. I'm questioning everything about this team because it's just going on too long. And now I don't think this group of players has it in them to do anything. I do think when Jack and Pesci get back, it'll get better. Yeah. Because when Jack comes back, that moves Mercer to the wing where we get better Mercer. Then we get better Glass. We get a better third line. I do think we need to bring in that 3C. Then we move Glass down. We get a better Cotter. When we get McEwen back, then we have a better fourth line. We'll have a better third line. We'll have a better second line, a better first line. We get Pesci back, then that means a better Luke, better slotting. Dougie looked a little better last night, but I still think it's time for him to go. But our biggest Achilles heel is that this fucking idiot signed this Markstrom extension for no reason. It's just like that's we could get all the way back and healthy, and our goaltending is going to kill us. Like there's so much wrong with this team.
Yeah, I mean, I right now my biggest thing, and this is what's so frustrating. Like Tom Fitzgerald is a fucking buffoon. The man should not be the general manager of a fucking Starbucks, let alone an NHL team. I cannot stand the way he runs this team. And the problem is he's not going to do anything. This core is not ever going to win a Stanley Cup. It's not built like this. It doesn't work. Again, like you said, Bobby, I don't get paid to fix these problems, but you can obviously tell when you're looking at talented players that aren't fitting right now. Like maybe you do have to trade Jesper Bratt, trade Dougie Hamilton, trade somebody that is a big name to bring some people in here that can get this team where it needs to go. It is not working. It hasn't worked in 3 years. And when you have like Kristen Flannery, who's, writing out that Fitzgerald is basically sitting on his hands and it's a complete indictment on his ineptitude to when Jack Hughes gets hurt, everything falls apart. That is an indictment on him. He cannot build a fucking team. The Markstrom contract, you're right. That is any Devil fan that thinks that that's not going to bite us in the fucking ass. It absolutely is going to bite us in the ass. I don't know what the answers are, but what I do know is that Tom Fitzgerald will do nothing and the Devils will miss the playoffs. That is honestly how I feel.
I think one thing that really sucks is we all know it. Everybody who watches this team or Devils fan knows it. Like we're so easy to solve if you're another team. Like you see Jack there, just take him out, and that's it. That just it unravels, and you're going to get that, especially in the playoffs, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think we're going to do the moves because I think it's more than one move they have to make. I think there are several moves they have to make, and I don't see it happening like that. Like I mean, what sucks. I mean, hopefully I'm wrong, but I just.
But he's not going to make any
four moves away from actually like.
You're going to miss everybody's, prime years. Like you said, Tim, you said it perfectly. Everything is 2 years behind. Like there's no looking into the future. And like the Markstrom thing we bitched about when it happened. But it just down the line. I mean, go down the line. What moves has he made in the last 3 years that have made this team better?
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating too, because when I look at kind of the surviving members of the core right now, like when I was about to say we got to make a big move, right? I was going to use the Timo example again, right? Just because of that kind of unnatural fit for the last few years. But then like looking at this year, like we're actually finally kind of getting the Timo we wanted, like nearly a point a game production.
Timo Meier's not the problem this year.
He's scoring. Nico's doing his thing nearly a point a game. Jesper Bratt, but with all that, we're still shitty. Like we finally got Timo Meier to not wait till March, right, Tim? And we're still still nobody could pick up when Jack's out of this lineup. Like
you have to add aggression.
Timo's the only guy. So, and I sent Chris a picture, and Chris, and actually, can you pull this up? And who said it? Yeah, Jay Snow said it. So, I have a screenshot from the Boston game. Chris, I don't know if you got it.
Give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
Yep.
I have a screenshot from the Boston game. And one thing I've noticed a lot of, and against Boston, they got a lot of ozone time, right? They were actually in the offensive zone a lot, right? But did they get any chances? Like, was there anything there? No. They were just fucking passing around the perimeter, doing a bunch of perimeter bullshit. They have no ability to get to the interior. And I don't know if that is systems with Keefe, which it could very well be, or if it's personnel or a combination of the two. And I think he's a very good player, but the biggest symptom of all this, I think this sort of perimeter play is Jesper Bratt right now. Like he's a guy that just plays on the outside and that works with Jack, who can get the puck to the slot and get the puck to the blue paint. Brat's not a shooting threat. He's not. He hits people when he forechecks. He's a decent forechecker in the corners, but he hangs out on the boards, hangs out on the half boards, hangs out up at the point in between the two defensemen. And I have a pretty good screenshot of this from one of their ozone plays. Once he pulls it up, but
2 seconds.
it's just this perimeter play, and Keefe today at practice, he's had a net front tipping drill. And it's like he sees it. So like the biggest problem we have is that we have no one getting to the interior. And I actually stole this from someone on Twitter, this guy Matt NJD, that saw this too. And I'm glad he screenshotted it because I didn't. And it's unbelievable. Once you see this, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
There it is.
So this is a screenshot from the Boston game. You see where the shot's coming from? It's coming from up top, number 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
4 of our guys are either at the blue line or above the circles. We have one guy sitting in front. That one guy is Timo Meier. He's the only guy sitting in front of the net. I don't know if this is shit by design, but taking these muffins from the point when you have 2 guys in the lane that can block it, and Swayman's looking at it pretty easily. Right. And right after this play, that's Zadorov on Timo Meier. He buries Timo Meier because Zadorov's a fucking monster. Right. So it's like this is not a viable offensive solution. Like this sucks. Like this is not how you should be playing hockey. You can get it low to high, but we shouldn't have all 4 guys high. We need to have at least 3 of those guys down low. And look at, like, I don't know what Dougie's doing. I don't know what Siegenthaler's doing. Like, and I don't know, is that Nico over there on the far wing? Like Nico should be in front of the net. One of the, Brad should be in front of the net. But one of their offensive sets is that the set of one of the wings will pop out in between the 2 defensemen. And then Brat does this all the time where he circles his own, and then he'll take a fucking muffin shot from the top of the high slot. Does this all the fucking time. And when you can get that shot through with traffic there, but there's no traffic in front.
There's all Boston players there.
Yeah, this is such an easy save or an easy block. We've had, I think, 20 plus block shots over the past 3 games. That's unacceptable. We're half our shot attempts are getting blocked easily.
Our
I'm sorry, what was that, Bob?
Our Pee Wee coach uses this as what not to do for our 11-year-olds, like all the time. Like, and that's an NHL team.
We weren't planning on it. Wasn't our intention to ruin your dinner.
There's and I saw a clip of Zach Parise. Incredibly, it was a clip from a podcast of him yesterday talking about the 3 steps of net front play. It's get in front, cause a screen, try and get a tip, and put yourself in a position for the rebound. And we have only one guy on this team that's doing that. And it's fucking frustrating. They can spend all the time. Sorry for my rant. They spend all the time they want in the offensive zone. Cycling down low. Great stuff. Get to the fucking front of the net.
I think that Jesper Bratt needs to go. That's my opinion. I would dangle him for, again, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't matter. You know what? I'm not even going to bring it up because it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter because Fitz isn't going to do shit. This is our team. This is it. And he's just sitting around going, all right, hopefully when Jack gets back, it's all going to be okay. And, like you said, they're going to be better. But does anybody honestly think this is a Stanley Cup team?
No, but I think he'll do a couple things that'll all be small, though, like you said. And we're about 3 or 4 players, I think, from Stanley Cup, as I said. And I think that we're not only that, but we need to have a Claude on this team. We need a guy like Lemieux or a Marchand. We need guys like this on the team, like just not them, but I mean, we need this.
We're a competent general manager away from a Stanley Cup.
Here's another side problem in all of this is the pervasiveness of no trade clauses. 36% of the entire NHL has some form of trade protection. And that's basically everyone that's not an RFA or younger. And anyone who's an RFA or younger, general managers and teams want to hold on to. So really, there's like absolutely no one. That 36% includes everybody. There's no one that guys want to trade. That's why you hear Stamkos is on the market. Like, I'll take Stamkos for free, sure. Swap him with Palat, and I'll pay him $2 million. That'll work. But I don't know. Something's got to change, and I do think it's been staring me in the face for a long time, but I do think some move out of the core needs to happen. I don't know if we consider Dougie part of the core, probably not anymore, but he needs to go. But I could very much live, and I think we would live without Jesper Bratt just fine. 40% of Jesper Bratt's points have come on the power play in the past 3 years. Like, I've called other guys power play merchants. Jesper Bratt is the ultimate power play merchant. 42% of his assists are secondary assists, by the way. Sorry.
Quick question.
Okay, I'm done.
What was the percentage of NHL players with trade protection?
36, I believe I read.
36% of the NHL players are protected.
Yes.
48% of the Devils' active roster is protected.
Oh, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
25% more or so?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So, like, why? Why is every single fucking person that comes here just set up for life? We're going to give you trade protection. We're going to give you extensions. You played 2 games. Here's 5 years. It is mind-boggling how this man manages his fucking team.
And that's why, when we talk about Lou, like he didn't work operating in an environment with trade protection. I doubt he would give it to players. I think he'd probably tell players to go fuck themselves if they wanted trade protection. Like ruining Ace's dinner right now.
But watch it later, Ace, after you eat.
Here's my proposal that'll never happen. You guys ready?
Yes, let's hear it.
Jesper Bratt, Jonas Siegenthaler, and a first for Quinn and Kiefer Sherwood. Dougie half retained to Dallas for a second. That second, and Casey to Nashville for ROR. So we bring in Sherwood, ROR, and Quinn, Siegs, Bratt, and Casey are out, plus the second round pick. Throw in more picks, maybe a couple other prospects. I don't fucking care.
Really put some thought into that one, too.
That's a good one.
Very impressive.
Was that a masturbating? Tibbs had a long day.
Yeah, it's just, but okay. I mean, but so here's the issue with sending like Nemec to Vancouver, right? Is they already have 3 right D on their roster, so they would need to figure that out. So that's
who were you sending to Vancouver again?
Bratt and Siegenthaler. And
Bratt, Siegenthaler, and a first.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I heard that Vancouver really wants a center, and apparently they were like really trying to pry Nico away from the Devils for Quinn.
Yeah. Like
what are we gonna, for captain?
We're gonna run Cody Glass out as our 1C. Get the fuck out of here.
I would trade Jack before I trade Nico.
Nico,
I
like, yeah,
if I had to, like, yeah.
I don't like some of Nico's body language, but the guy plays fucking massive hard minutes. Like, it's just, he's an irreplaceable person right now.
And the only reason I truly say that is because half the time we don't have Jack anyway.
Right.
So,
and you don't trade.
Jack's an awesome player, and I want him to be on the team healthy and fucking ripping it up like he used to. But reality's a bitch. And the reality is he's just there every day playing a full game, 200-foot game, and Jack's not here.
You don't trade a 1C for a defenseman. Like, I'm sorry, you gotta. So I don't know, but the Quinn thing is Quinn's going to be moved, and it's going to happen soon. And I don't think it's going to be to us. I think
he's going to Detroit.
I don't know what Detroit. I mean, I guess tons of prospects, right? Like, what are they giving up? Like, I do think the Devils actually have a lot to give up for him. And I mean, but it comes down to that's the one move I could see Fitz doing. That is the one move I could see him doing because it's that whole I got all 3 Hughes brothers. I've said it a million times.
That would be the cop out move. That would be look what I did. Yeah,
right.
I got quit. No, you reunited the brothers that everybody knew was going to happen at some point. You didn't go out and make the hard one. You didn't.
It would help this team though,
or something like that. Or maybe you do if you get them. I don't know.
Over the weekend, I got 5 text messages from the New Jersey Devils trying to sell me tickets for this.
Yeah,
week.
me too.
They're fucking desperate. And if you don't think ownership is putting the screws to Fitz, like get me Quinn Hughes, however you fucking can.
Especially when their football team just got shellacked by a really bad football team yesterday. They're not doing well anywhere.
I'm hanging up.
Well, it's true. They're fucking Commanders. They're the owners of the Commanders too.
I know,
Um,
but this is
you
a
know,
hockey show, Chris.
Ace, you honestly believe so Ace thinks that Quinn's coming to Jersey, I'm guessing,
So do
right?
I.
Like, that
Mhm.
you think that he's going to do
Ace
whatever he
has
can,
put his
whatever he can
stake in
to
the
make
ground
this
on
deal
that.
happen. I mean, he very well could be right. I think that is the one guy that he's just kind of laser focused on.
I think
Um,
Ace just did a video on this like about a half an hour ago. I saw that. I didn't watch it yet, but I saw there's a video, I think, all about this. Ace like this week or some shit like that, right? He's saying.
Listen, we're going to get instantly better if we get Quinn. There's absolutely no doubt about it. And we are going to get some more healthy bodies back. And we're going to go through a stretch, maybe in a few weeks, where the four of us are like, wow, look what the Devils just did this week. And we're going to be blowing all the smoke up their ass again. But at the end of the day, come springtime, I don't see them being an actual contender, regardless of where we wind up in the playoffs.
I don't know. Or we
Not
could
right
go
now.
on, or they could fucking figure it all out in January. Markstrom could get hot and they could go on a St. Louis run. That's always in the back of my mind because I'm a positive person. A St. Louis Blues type of run.
never heard of him.
But like
Nothing.
I've seen a lot of people saying we
He's in a
don't
mood.
need
He didn't go with
another.
his favorite
Yeah,
show. Chris.
Nothing. He's not even
Jeez.
fucking cracking a smile. Jesus
Man,
Christ!
he
Like
is
working with
angry
the
at the
Undertaker
Devils.
here.
Favorite
Yeah,
bit.
it's you.
You got
Just
nothing?
deep breath. It's all. It's because I
Do
agree
you know
with
how
you.
badly
Yes,
and Bob, you missed this earlier. Just to
Sounds
fucking cap off my whole weekend, my football team got fucking hosed in the end zone on a bullshit call at the end of the game.
that was messed
Sorry.
up. No,
That
that
was
was
fucked
a
up.
messed up.
That
How
was
was
like-
that not
that
a
was like-
touchdown?
I don't know. It's fucked up. And then right after that happened, I went down to the hockey rink like I do, and my beer league team lost 7-0. Do you know how hard it is to get shut out in beer league by a team called the Snippers, who are run by a rabbi?
Bunch-
It's fucking
bunch of-
hilarious pun.
A bunch of beauticians.
No, they're
they're all
there's-
rabbis named the
They're
Snippers?
well, one guy's a rabbi, but there's a very
funny.
heavily Orthodox Jewish community right near the rink, and I guess they're all really good at hockey, and they're called the Snippers, which I think is actually hilarious.
that's really
Fucking
funny.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Tim, I would love to feel bad for you, but with watching the Devils lately and the Raiders, it's just I hate sports all of a sudden.
Sucks, man. It's like I want to take up like
I fucking
knitting or
hate sports
something.
lately. I'm like I watch it. I mean, I watch all the games, but it's
I have
obviously
a
the
ge-
Raiders is
I have a
disgusting. but,
general observation here. As
Yes,
a
please.
guy that's been so consumed with tournaments and travel hockey, etc., the last week or so, and missed basically 5 of 6 Devils games with the exception of an additional period, I seem much happier than you guys in general not
Yeah.
watching sports.
Yeah, it's like not watching the news for a week and you
Yeah,
actually
It's
realize
bad.
that.
It's bad. Bob.
I mean, I know that the last time I watched the full game outside of the Boston game, that we were still top in the leagues and the Flyers were way down. I know that we are currently out of the playoffs and they're in there, but you know what? I didn't really see it happening. It's nice.
Well,
yeah,
it
but
happened.
here's the thing about the Metro standings are super fucking tight, right?
Yes.
So them being tight hurts us, but it also helps us because
Well,
they're 2 wins. They're 2 wins away from being back at second again.
It only hurts us if we're, it helps us that we're playing this way. I mean, if they were winning these games, then yeah, it would hurt us. So yeah, in this moment, it's good that the whole Metro is in a
They're
big
also
old
beating
bunch.
us.
But
Flyers.
I think we all see more broadly, like it has been bad hockey for 9 months now. Like it's like we won a bunch of games at the beginning of this year, but it wasn't very good hockey. Like they were not playing very well.
Mike DeCara was emailing me and he made a good point. He's like, the Devils are the reverse Oilers, right? They start super hot and they get you all suckered in and then all of a sudden it falls apart as opposed to what the Oilers do. But and I'd much rather do it the way the Oilers do it. But there still is time. There is time, but something has to get done. Like, you can't just, and my whole thing is like, everyone's like, oh, when Jack gets back. In the back of my head, it's like, yeah, but how long are we going to have him for? How long until he's hurt again? Like that's fucking.
And now the guy can't even fucking eat. without
I
getting
know.
injured.
Can't even go to a
forget it.
steakhouse. So
And it's so frustrating because we've seen those spurts of like really good hockey and really good play from them. And it's just like, why can't like that be more consistent? Like, what's wrong with you motherfuckers that you can't do that more often? Like, I just, it's just so fucking frustrating. they fall into these spurts where they become so perimeter and they're just firing shots into shin guards, and nobody on this team can fucking shoot. Very sad.
I have
Very
a
sad.
couple of questions. Well, the first is, okay, so we're going to play the Senators tomorrow. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being an absolute must win, they need this game and it's life or death, and 1 is it doesn't matter. Tony, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is a win against Ottawa tomorrow night?
I think a win is always important, obviously, especially now, but I think say like about an 8, but you got to make moves. We got to make them in the next couple weeks, next 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We can't wait till the trade deadline like we did last year, because there's a couple things that have to be done for us to even worry about wins right now. So,
But you put tomorrow's game at an 8.
yeah, about it. Yeah, I think you got to win. It's been at 5, -5 now. I mean,
Yeah. How about you, Bob?
No.
Speaking of 5s, that's where I put it. I just really don't think it matters because, number one, they got to start coming out of this, whatever it is. So first of all, show me a good game and a good effort, like a true hockey game. And, they're going to get good again. They're going to start rolling off points. I don't know that they're getting out of it that quick. And I kind of tongue-in-cheek say the 5 because it almost isn't going to matter long-term unless something else changes. So, yeah, go ahead. Got to win. Make everybody feel good. And now we've won 1 of 5, or whatever you want to say. Get things spinning in the right direction because confidence is fickle like that, right? But
1-0. 1-0. You win
1-0,
tomorrow.
right.
You're 1-0. Move forward. How about you, Tim?
No, it's a 1. We're all gonna die. Doesn't matter.
Seriously.
I'm taking a very nihilistic approach to this. Who cares?
Yes, I
Fuck
know.
it. Good
It was funny because my wife was
Um,
listening to it real quick. My wife was listening to one of the shows, and she was you were like went off on like a rant or whatever, and then you're like, and I hate being like this because I'm a positive person, and my wife's like, Tim's not that positive. Does he think he's really positive on the show? Because none of you guys are really positive. I was
positive.
cracking up.
I am a ray of sunshine. That hurts me. That hurts me in my heart,
Let's
Chris.
Well,
boil
tell
that
her.
down
Tell
just
her.
for 1
Yeah,
second.
well, where
She
is she?
listens.
Bring her on. Bring her on.
No,
I'll
she'll
fucking
listen
show
to
her
it.
how
Tell-
fucking positive I can fucking be. Fuck her.
I was extremely positive as well for a very long time.
At least
You
we got
kind
him
of get
laughing.
jaded year after year.
Well,
when
that's
this
what I
keeps
was going to
happening,
say. Like,
you know?
if this is not like if this is the first time that we're going through this, this is the 3rd fucking year in a row. It's
carbon
the
copy.
same fucking script.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take the broader view of things, and honestly, now that 2022-23 season, total mirage. Like I think we got sold a bill of goods on that. That is now looking like the outlier season. And I've said this
Yeah.
before. Like if you take the 13-game winning streak out of that season, we're a pretty average, slightly above average team. Like if you that 13-game winning streak, right? That's 26 points in the standing.
Yeah.
You apply like a 600 winning percentage to those 26 points. What is that? 15, 16, 17 points. Then you suddenly you're looking at like a 105 team, which is a good team, but that's nowhere near. There's just such a big gap between 105 and 113. And we even saw the flaws in that team at the time. And that whole 13-game winning streak happened at the beginning of the year when we were supposed to take a step and not be that good. And we surprised the shit out of people.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
I fell for it this year, though. Beginning of the year, man. I fell for it a little bit. Like coming on here, watching the games, we're winning. I'm listening to Ace, where I'm like, oh, we're fucking going to win the Stanley Cup. This is going great. And then all of a sudden, it was just
Well, it's like
boom. But
Jay
right around
Snow's
Halloween,
right here. He said Tony knew the score was shit years ago. You did. You did.
Oh.
You said it for a while now that something has to change. You have to bring some different personality in here. And we have I just think Jesper Bratt needs to go. He's a great trade chip. Every team would love to have him. We need things that are not Jesper Bratt. Let's move off of him. I like it. Send him to Vancouver. Let's get Quinn. Let's do something. But
yeah, I think but guess who has a no move clause?
yeah, I know. And no,
Jesper
guess who
Bratt.
doesn't? Quinn Hughes has no trade protection. Zero.
Yeah, I know.
You
Because
know,
when he signed this deal,
yeah.
most of these years have been his RFA years where he isn't eligible for a no trade clause. That's why I think there's some confusion about why he may or may not have some protection in his last year. But Quinn, I know there are a lot of people that are like, we don't need another Hughes brother, blah 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 blah. I get the concern about that, but take
Well-
his last name Hughes away. Like, he is a 30-minute a night game breaking talent.
Exactly.
Like, he is a one man transition, highlight reel, possession,
second best defenseman
breakout.
on the planet.
Yeah, like he is.
Like-
He's an incredible player. He would change the face of this team.
And what would Quinn Hughes being in this lineup do for Luke's game? Because I honestly think that it could take Luke's game to the next level, playing with his brother, learning from his brother, having both of his brothers in that dressing room with him. So yeah, I mean, I would love to see Quinn on this team. I would. So I mean, he's going to get traded. So
Yeah, like
not,
and depending on how you balance out the ice time, and also like once we get Pesci back, that Luke Pesci pairing was playing like a number one pair.
yeah,
Their first 9 games. So like the only other pair in the league that was close to them in terms of metrics, like in the top 5 across the board, like goals against, expected goals against, Corsi, Fenwick, shots, chances, all that shit. All that added up, they were top 5 and all of that. The only other pair that was like that was Makar and Taze.
yeah.
And
Now-
I think that is going to do wonders for Luke. And then you put Quinn with Nemec, then we have the best top 4 defensive core in the league.
Like Jay say, you don't want the big move to be Hughes. Then there's no other big move I see that this team does. I just don't. It's either going to be a Quinn Hughes move or nothing, or like you said, Tony, tinkering around the edges, right here and there for no real results. All right, I have 2 questions that I was waiting until we were all on because I thought they were good questions when I was listening. This was a couple of weeks ago, and on one of the shows on XM, they asked this, and I want to ask you guys. So the first question is, do you guys think that if a player injures another player, and that is a suspension-worthy hit or whatever, so a player do you think that suspension that the injury to the person should influence that suspension? If you're out for a super long period of time, a longer suspension, or this and that, or do you just think it is what it is? Some guys are going to take that hit and not get hurt. Some guys are going to take that hit and miss a week or whatever. Or do you think there should be for a, instead of it's just a mandatory 2-game suspension, but the guy that you hit, we saw this last year with Nico Hischier and Cousins, right, from Buffalo. Cousins got that 1-game suspension and Nico was out 8 or 9 games. So do you think that it should?
Did this come up because of the Trouba Ryan Leonard thing?
I don't know why it was brought up. It was just I don't remember. I just remember the question being asked, and I thought it was a good one, and I wanted to ask you guys. What do you think, Tony?
I think it should. No, I don't think it should be based on the time they're out. I mean, there's some cases you would definitely want it, but I think overall allow that to happen. I think it'll just, not work out good at the end of the day.
How about you, B?
Yeah, I can't see where you'd match it based on that because there's so many other factors that go in. And I do think that each of these calls needs to be examined under its own lens for sure to make it kind of fair and accurate. But I do think what they could do is just kind of start that barometer a little north of where they do now. Make the punishments to start a little more severe, try to get more of that out of the game, so that, you can hit a guy wrong and you get 1 game. Like, let's just start with a mandatory 5 or something. I don't know. Just make it a little more severe. That might be a better way. Because some guys are going to get concussed on a much lighter hit than other guys that, would go in a different way. So you really can't do it on the injury. But I would not have a problem with trying to, clamp down and just making these things take more time from you, and really try to get the understanding that we're trying to get out of the game.
What do you think, Tim?
It's just too slippery of a slope. There's too many kind of permutations that could happen. Hockey's hockey. Like what they could do, what Bob suggested, and one thing that you ever see where it's like the fine is X amount, which is the maximum allowable. It's like maybe up those fines a little bit because
it's
like it's like $5,000. It's like that's like $7 for us.
Yeah.
So it's maybe $750 for.
Make it hurt.
Yeah, make it sting a little bit.
Yep.
Like as opposed to, and I think that's something that the Players Association fights pretty hard in their CBA stuff. But that would be my suggestion. I don't think you can tie a suspension to how long a guy's out. I get the thought process behind it, but I feel like there's too much nuance in that because what is it just for head contact and concussions? Because concussions can be iffy. What if a guy is out for the rest of his career? Is that like what if Philip Hedl dies? Do we have to kill somebody? Like there's
That could be fun. That could be fun. That's interesting. I mean, before I get to the next question, and I agree with that, you really can't do that. It's nice in theory, especially when it's your guy that gets hurt.
Of course.
You don't, of course, but you make the punishment more severe, and you try and take it, lessen it, get it away from the game a little bit that way. Center ice sacrifices would be awesome.
Fucked up.
Yes,
We'd be actually the
that'd
Devils
be
would be
awesome.
really good.
Stay tuned for the in between the second intermission as we have the whatever sacrifice coming up at center ice.
Why is the guy doing the sacrifice wearing a Raiders hat?
I know, right?
If I'm reading some of these comments here correctly, I think that the guys are saying that if Quinn Hughes came here, that Nemec would regress. So am I missing that because of course he'd have less ice time, and so I think that's what they were saying before.
I think he'd be Quinn's partner.
I know. I think that he would also flourish with Quinn Hughes. I think that like you said, the top four would be ridiculous, and our power play would be fucking ridiculous, especially when Jack comes back. So I don't know.
Yeah, and.
Get the Devil to do it. Get the NJ Devil to do the sacrifices in center ice. That'd be awesome.
Tony's
might
in
have
the
to change his face though. He's a little too happy.
No, make him a little bit more of an angry.
Make him look more devilly. Yeah,
he has like an evil. He has like an evil costume.
just for the assassinations, not like the whole day. He could still be happy.
Right, he could still be happy. Maybe he likes execution. So maybe he's happy that way.
Maybe he's happier.
Just like I said this before, but like Vancouver already has 3 right-handed defensemen. They would need to sort that out themselves, but they already have Hronek, Willander, and Myers. I know Myers kind of stinks, but that's why I kind of and this may have been like Vancouver media propaganda that fucking sold me on this, but it's a fact of the matter that they already have 3 right D like locked into their lineup. So they would have to either sort that out to bring Nemec in. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we get one of those guys in return as part of a larger package. But that's why I kind of was leaning towards Siegenthaler being part of the deal with Bratt, because then Siegenthaler replaces the roster spot and Bratt replaces the production.
So what I'm hearing is Luke for Quinn straight up. That's what I'm hearing.
Okay.
That'd be fucking hilarious. Okay. That'd be really funny. There's like, no, like this isn't
not how it's supposed to work.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
and that's and Mike Rupp brought up another point. It's like, they could just sell them all, like fuck it, give us Brock Besser, and that's while you're at it, like how's Thatcher Demko's health? Because our goaltender is not looking too hot right now.
We'll just switch teams, that's it. We each keep 5 or 6 guys, and then we just swap everybody else.
Let's just fold one team and combine the 2.
There you go. The next question. This is kind of cool, or fun at least. So, what happened? Where'd Tony go? Oh, there he is. Should there be?
I have to adjust this thing here.
Should there be a minimum number of times that you can exit your zone in 3-on-3 overtime? So many times you see the play, right? And they come back and they circle out of their zone. Should you only be allowed on a shift like 3 times before maybe the ref blows a whistle and you get a defensive zone face off or something like that? Should there be a limit on how many times you can exit that zone and come back in on 3-on-3? What do you guys think? We'll start with you, Tim.
I've heard this argument a few different ways and at different times. I think it's people have figured out how to game the 3-on-3 overtime, just like they figured out how to game the shootout. The way Zegras in particular has figured out how to game the shootout with speed. I don't know. There's always, again, it goes back to like, unintended consequences. Like what are the ripple effects of a rule like that getting implemented? Like, what if you have a nasty face-off guy, who's like 60%, and or like who's like 80% in the D zone, and you do it on purpose. I would
Well,
think
you
that,
do it.
what if you just
Wait.
eliminated offsides? And
It's one of Tony's
Well,
Halloween
it said that
murders.
Tony was on audio only, and apparently, yes, he is.
that's
So,
that's another
yeah.
thing that's been
How's
pretty
he playing
wild.
with his
this-
toys right now, though?
Yeah, I think he's
Weird.
getting requests for some of his
Yeah.
ghoulishly or I don't know. I don't know if there's a solution to it. You know, like they implement these new rules and then people figure out loopholes around them. You know, like LTIR got figured out. You know, probably I think the Blackhawks in the mid-teens were the ones that figured that out first. You know, and then the last.
But how could you game this system? Like if you're on offense and you're in your offensive zone and then you circle back out and regroup and then you go back in and you don't like what you see and you circle back out and you regroup and you go back in and there's no shots, there's no nothing. Let's say you do it 3 times and a ref blows a whistle. Your 3 guys have to stay on the ice. The other 3 can switch up. Face off goes down to the other end. And you're shit out of luck.
Yeah, I would say that, and then maybe the guy with the puck carrier has to stay on the ice. I think there's some legs to that. The other thing I would just say, alternatively, is just to eliminate lines in overtime. You know, just there's no blue line, there's no offsides, there's no red line, there's no icing, there's no anything. Just free flowing 3-on-3. I don't know, or just make it a little bit longer. But have you seen that there's been a massive uptick in overtimes this year? And that's kind of one of the reasons why there's so much parity in the league this year. It's very strange.
What do you think of that, Bobby?
Well, I was going to end with where Tim just did too. I said the bigger problem is these 3-point games. We're on a record level since they introduced the shootout for the most kind of charity points that we've had. And I would not have thought that because we've had some terrible years with all those extra points. So that's the first thing I would do is just do more overtime. I don't think we can tell the players you can't come out of the zone like that. I think that for the most part, although it is kind of maddening to watch that particular play, these 3-on-3 overtimes are still very entertaining. And,
they are.
I love them. I think they need to go to 10 minutes at minimum. You know what I mean? Because I think that if you go an extra 5, you're getting even another 25-30% of the games done with hockey action and not with a shootout skills competition. So yeah, I do understand why it's annoying. Optically, it's almost kind of boring at times, but the 3-on-3 to me is not the problem in hockey. That's pretty exciting shit.
How about you, Tone?
Yeah, I'd say just extend the overtimes. I think someone should have to score to win. You know, I don't think there should be a limit on the overtime. Playoff style, man. I always say that, you know.
Oh, I would agree with that. 100%.
In the regular season?
Yeah. The Players Association
that's-
pushbacks against that.
Right.
Pushback.
Yeah,
so lame, man. That would be fucking great hockey. Just like, you know, sometimes when you watch baseball when it was still good, sometimes the game would go crazy, but that's just how it works. And I think that it would be awesome if that was the way. Hey, so what if you had a couple crazy games? I mean, hopefully you wouldn't have like the whole Buffalo, New Jersey thing, you know, where it goes like fucking 3 days.
I mean,
But
you
it
get
would still be
shootout
awesome.
rounds that go 20. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, who's to say
A 3-on-3 is
one
gonna
that nobody
end.
scores? And wouldn't you rather have an extra 5, 10, 15 minutes of 3-on-3 overtime?
Yeah. What about the goalie? Think about the poor goalie.
I would much
Yeah,
rather see
yeah,
an
we have a
extra.
day off now
fuck-
these days
fuck those
anyway.
guys.
I'd much rather see an extra 5 minutes of overtime. But I hate watching teams, you know, guys just pull it back and regroup, and I hate it, and it drives me crazy. 3-on-3 is supposed to be fun and exciting, and they make it boring, some of these teams. So, and you see it a lot when Jack is in this lineup that nobody wants to give the puck up. So you see it all the time. So I would be cool with, you know, hey, you go out of your zone 3 times, you blow a whistle, your 3 guys have to stay out. They can change, move it back to the defensive end, and we'll try this again.
Why 3
I would-
times? What if it was just once?
Because, you know, I do think you should be allowed to at least regroup, but you shouldn't use it as just a stall tactic just to get to a shootout or something like that.
It's
And
3
you see
times
teams
unless you
doing
had
it.
a shot on goal. It's 1 time unless you had a shot attempt. It's going to be.
Or yeah,
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you
exactly.
can get in the weeds and
I mean,
get crazy
the
with
other thing
it.
you
But
could do is it would be like basketball, where the red line is like the half court, and like you can't you can't take it back across the half court once you've crossed over into offense.
That's a little.
I think
better.
that's how it works in basketball.
So you're saying
I don't
you
watch
can-
that
you-
stupid
You
shit.
can come into you can take it out of the zone, but you can't take it past center ice. So then you can only use that
You have
first-
court.
first part, the half court of the neutral zone, and then you can get back in. Oh, I'd be okay with that. Well, if you go across the red line, it's a whistle and
Whistle,
another
D zone
face-off.
draw.
It takes away
Okay.
that play that you see a lot where they play it back to the goalie because they need to reset and they got pressure
Yeah.
on. That would take that
Mhm.
away. That's actually not terrible. I still don't like it because I think in hockey it's part of hockey where you're allowed to go, but that I would be able to probably concede to if it
Yeah,
was
I think it's like problem 10,512.
It's not a problem. It's
within the hockey.
just a fun
universe.
question.
Yeah, that's
So,
it's
not a problem.
It's a thing. You're a problem.
You're a problem. I just wanted to ask you guys what you thought.
I want to show. Can I show Devil Heaven something? I
Yeah,
see he's talking
go ahead.
about something. Check this
Oh,
out.
for God's sakes, it's Tony memorabilia time.
Is that
From the
Leatherface?
original
your
movie.
pocket.
That's from the original. He was asking about a Texas Chainsaw Massacre mask, and that's actually from the original film.
Jesus
It's like one of
Christ.
the coolest ones.
What else you got?
It's pretty wild
Oh,
that you
this-
just have that shit at the
I have
ready.
so much crazy shit back here. It's nuts. in the
We
studio.
noticed. See,
And that's not even the people tied up back
You
there.
used to rotate
He
through all
really
those
is the
masks
nicest
when
guy
you're
in the world.
assassinating people at center ice.
My kids are so desensitized. Like my friends will come, like when we have parties at the house, they'll come in back here in the studio and we'll hang out and drink or whatever. And my kids will just walk in and there's all this. They just have seen it their whole lives. They know
Sure.
it's plastic. My 4-year-old, she's watching Dracula, black and white, and she loves like. I mean, I'll be like, "What do you want to watch? You want to watch this or this?" She'll be like, "I want to watch Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein." It's awesome. She loves this shit, but they don't even think of it as. They think of all this stuff as like plastic
awesome.
shit. You know,
Wow.
like, it's kind of wild. Yeah.
Yeah, well-
So here's my question:
Yeah.
if you have anybody in mind, if we did get rid of Fitz, my biggest concern is that it would be one of the people internally that they would promote to that position. And keep in mind, Fitz is also president of hockey operations and general manager.
Well, I mean, if it happened mid-season, then it's absolutely going to be some interim position filled by somebody in-house. You know that. So you're asking who would I like to see it be?
Yeah, I think it would need to be an outside voice.
I agree. I would definitely want to do. If you're going to get rid of him, then yeah, I think you have to clean house at that point.
Yeah,
have to
I think
clean
you got to
house.
get rid of the entire brain trust.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. So I don't know.
My biggest
you gotta get
concern
rid
is
of the entire
that they have Chuck Fletcher floating around as an advisor, who may be a guy that they would install into that position. That's one of my biggest concerns. Tom Wood, who the fuck is Tom Wood?
Explain your concern with Chuck Fletcher.
He was the GM in Philadelphia. Fucking awful GM. Like
Mhm.
he said, he's basically like, he was like, oh, we have an app that evaluates trade proposals. That was the way he did things.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm with Ace on that. I want a hockey guy. I don't want a number cruncher, but I want more of a new school hockey guy.
Yeah. I want
you know-
Sonny Meta in
I
Florida.
want Zito.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, take Zito.
Give me
well,
Zito.
that's I mean, I don't know who you would get. Like, I'm not keen on every general manager in the league and stuff like that. So I'm not the guy to ask on that one.
You know,
What do
there's
think?
there's an older fella who is just an advisor on the island right now. Who
Could
may
you
or may
imagine
not be
bringing Lou
employed.
back?
I love
When we
Lou.
win the Stanley Cup.
I love Lou.
Has
No.
has hockey passed Lou by? Like, or yeah, I mean, you kind of
I
see
don't
it
know.
with the,
Look at some of the things that he did for the Islanders. Like they're actually like a pretty good team, and some of the shit that he did and the residual effects of it are all
They're
bad.
still mid to me. They're just kind of
And
perpetually
lucking into Schaefer is one of the most preposterous things that could have happened to them. But there are a lot of different options. You know, Doug Armstrong's out there. I think, you know, I like Sonny Meta in Florida. He's had a very good apprenticeship with Zito. You know, he's seen a front row seat to back-to-back championships, knows what it takes, was one of the primary architects for that Kachuk deal. He would see that. He's also a New Jersey guy, born and bred here and worked for the Devils. I know he does come from an analytics background, but he's also the AGM there. So that would be the guy that I would think that would be a good fit.
Tone, do you have any general manager ideas or thoughts on it?
Well, first of all, I love Lou. We all know that.
It's hard to say no to a guy that brings you 3 Stanley Cups, right?
Yeah,
Like
I always
it's
defend
really
him, and
hard to
there's-
say no.
I noticed, like, when I was going to some Jersey games, we went to a couple games a couple years ago, me and my wife, and we're hanging around with some Devil fans, and younger ones, man, they don't understand the Lou thing. They're like, oh, he's outdated, this and that. But man, when I watched 3 Stanley Cups with that guy, man, I may never watch
Yeah.
another one again. It's fucking.
It was a long time ago,
thing.
though.
20-some
It
years
is,
ago.
but still, man. I mean, I love him, but I don't know. I mean,
The Weekend at Bernie's.
Now, do we have
Billy
any-
Guerin would be nice. Billy Guerin, I'll take. Zito. I mean, now these are these guys that are already taken that you're not getting that I can think of.
I
I
know.
can't think of someone off the hook of that's not doing shit right now. But that's
I mean, it doesn't matter, like if it's Fitz or if it's just a fucking empty seat. I mean, it really doesn't matter at this point. It's the same thing. So I don't know.
Just anybody with just a slightly
Weekend at
different
Bernie's.
view.
Yeah,
know.
just a fresh set of eyes.
Yeah, fresh. Like I wouldn't want Marty to get. I don't want him to inherit this mess. You know what I mean? Like I just want
Well,
to keep
that's-
him in the organization.
Guys, I don't ever want to bash him. I don't
Right,
ever want to sit here like
Yes,
Detroit
I
fans
don't
do
want
with
to have
Yzerman.
to hate our franchise icon, and I think Marty largely has a ceremonial role right now,
Yeah.
where he like kisses babies and shakes hands and like signs off on jersey designs.
How do I get one of those roles?
I just want to. I don't want
be
to.
a
you have
Hall
to
of
go
Fame
back
goaltender,
30
win 3
years.
Stanley Cups.
Get drafted with
Oh.
3 Stanley Cups. Fuck your sister's wife and our sister's sister,
No.
wife's sister.
No,
Change.
no.
Change
It was
everything.
his
Ace,
wife's.
it's not
It was his
slander.
wife's
We are-
brother's wife.
Ace, it's not slander of Marty. We all love Marty. We
I
wanna
love
be in a
Marty.
position-
Yeah.
We don't want to be in a position where we have to hate Marty.
Yes, exactly. That's the only reason.
Right.
But yeah, it was his wife's brother's wife who he apparently hooked up with.
Right.
So his sister-in-law.
Fine, whatever.
Keep
Guy
him
drinks
light.
Sprite between period. It's crazy.
All right, guys. Anything else before the Senator game here?
Is that tonight? That's not
No,
tonight,
it's
is it?
tomorrow night.
Oh, thank God. I was about
Yeah,
to,
no, it's
I was
tomorrow.
getting
Right
into be a
off, right?
better mood because I got to hang out with you guys. It's like, oh fuck, now I gotta go watch this game and cry in my soup.
No, not till tomorrow. You got a whole 25
Right.
hours until you're crying in soup.
Soup is
I am very
delicious, by the way.
fortunate
Every
to
time
have hockey practice, so I'll miss most of that.
I agree
Wow.
so with that. Yeah.
Every time I have soup, I'm like, I should eat more soup, and then I don't have soup for like 6 months, and then I have it, and the whole process repeats itself. I'm like, this is
What kind of
fucking
soup did
delicious
you have
soup.
today?
Favorite soup?
I had a tomato bisque with a grilled cheese. It's
Nobody
fucking
cares
nice.
about
Nice
that.
bisque.
Can't
Just
fucking
parsley
go
on
wrong with a
top.
tomato bisque and a grilled cheese. One last thing. What are you guys watching?
What do you mean? I have a great show
Porn.
that I've been watching. I've watched the gay hockey show, Heated Rivalry. Actually, a pretty good show. There's
The
a lot
Brokeback
of
Hockey?
There's a lot of very very gay stuff in it. So if you're not wired for that to kind of look past it, it may not be for you. But the third episode was actually legitimate good television.
Bunch of tissues
What was
around
it?
the table on the couch.
Beast in Me on Netflix.
I heard great
I've
things
heard of
about
I'm,
that. I need to
I'm 4
watch
episodes
that.
in. I'm at the fucking edge of my seat. It's Claire Danes, psychological thriller. Matthew Reese, fucking one of the greatest
The guy that did
performances I've
Homeland,
seen.
right?
No, he was The Americans.
That was a great show too.
Was that Matthew Reese? Yeah, I think it might have been Matthew Reese. Claire Danes was Homeland.
Yeah, I thought that the same creators were Homeland. The guys that made the Beast of Me are the same guys that made Homeland, but I could be wrong. But I didn't
Yeah.
check that out. So what
Beast
about
in Me
you?
is a great show. I also tried the sorry, I watched a lot
No.
of television.
Go
The
ahead.
Chair Company was pretty good. It's Tim Robinson.
Yeah, I saw that on Max.
it's-
I think.
It's a little bit too much of him. You need him in like shorter bursts, and it's just too much of Tim Robinson.
Smaller
And then
doses.
I tried with Pluribus on Apple. Didn't really get into it too much.
That's
Just
the one I don't have. Apple.
Yeah, Apple
What are you
just has
watching,
a
Bob?
ton of bangers.
Oh, I'm not
I know.
nearly
I
as
never got to watch it. What, Bobby?
I'm not nearly exploring as much as you guys. I mean, I think we just finished up this season's Tulsa King. We still got Landman, but that's only like coming out once a week now. Like I'm used to binging it the first couple times I watch it and realize you got to actually wait again because that
Yeah.
kind of sucks. You're doing some documentaries in there, like Eddie Murphy and Billy Joel and stuff like that. And
I saw the Eddie Murphy one.
And my filler is basically any one of the 10 shows that Gordon Ramsay does. I don't know why I still watch that shit. It's like on repeat, but we watch it all the time. Make
Nice.
this, cook that, yell at this person. Just
I spent 14 years, well, since I was 14 years old in kitchens, and I've never watched a cooking or baking show.
Oh, I always
Never.
that's why I
How
go to
about
sales.
you, Tony? What are you watching? Right?
Do we have to ask people? Today I watched some Three's Company and some Bride of Frankenstein and Hotel Transylvania with my kids, man. Yeah. We did. So you know what's going on? I have, on my
Can't get
YouTube,
enough
man,
of
they
John
keep on
Ritter.
uploading. Like, there's this person. I don't know. I was telling my wife tonight. I said every day I go on there's like 3 more hours of Three's Company blog. I'm like, this is amazing. I'm like,
How many
and it says
seasons were there?
Have you ever
there was
messaged this
100
person
over
and be
100
like,
episodes.
leave a comment and just be like, I gotta say, man, I really appreciate that you keep uploading this stuff. Like,
Dude, I
you
swear
gotta
to
reach
God,
out.
I can't get Hulu here and stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
like, this is great,
Yeah.
man. I mean, it's not
Just-
the best HD, but it works, you know.
Ask them if they're into death metal and the Devils, and
Dude,
maybe
they have
make a buddy.
They have
John
the
Ritter from
Jeffersons
the
on their
grave.
thing too. They have all that shit. Jeffersons, what's happening?
Nice.
It's like the 70s at my house.
Have you watched anything that was made in the last 30 years?
I tried. I think I told you guys I need to get back to it. I tried watching the new Stranger Things the other day, and I got so bored halfway through. I need to pick it up and try again. I mean, I don't know
The
why,
last-
dude. That episode, the last season though, the first one of the last season, the season that's on. now.
Season
I
5?
like that show. It's season.
Yeah,
4.
the new one, whatever just came out last week.
The last episode of this season. So they broke it up into like 3 different parts. So the first
I just
4
started the
episodes-
first one.
The last episode of this part, episode 4, I
Mhm.
think, was
Wow.
fucking amazing. It was awesome.
Is it?
So
I'm
you
like the
need to
first
watch
man. I'm like, okay, I need to finish.
Yeah,
it, guys.
they're setting everything up. It's a normal first episode. They're just setting it up and laying the groundwork. But the last episode was fucking. awesome.
There's also a new It series, from
Yes, on
from
Mad
Derry
Max. I
or
haven't
something
watched
like
that
that.
yet.
I think that's on
You
Welcome
Netflix.
to
guys still
Derry.
haven't seen Terrifier. When you see Terrifier, and that Pennywise clown, it'll be like Disneyland compared to this Art the Clown, man. I'm telling you, they're just so good, dude. They're good movies. It's just fucked up, but it's really.
I have
Is there
very
you guys
delicate
seen
sensibilities, Tony.
It's brutal, but it's an awesome movie, man. I mean, all
Yes,
3 of
yeah.
them are killer. And it's once you see that, I guarantee you, Chris, if you see like the first one's very gritty, it's shot in Jersey actually, and it's like, you could tell they got more budget as they went along on all
Right.
3 of them because like now there's all cameos. People want to get killed in them who are like popular actors and stuff. Actually, on the last one, the from the Lost Boys, what's his name? The main brother, Michael. Played Michael in that damn movie. Can't think of his name. He was the father in this one in the part 3, but it's brutal. You'll never think the same of
Robert
Pennywise.
Patrick?
Yeah, he was the
Okay.
father, in Terrifier. But once you see it, like us guys who grew up with like the Pennywises and stuff like that, you'll never even Pennywise. You'll be like, this fucking clown, man. Art the Clown is brutal, dude. I mean, it's an awesome movie. Like I said, he doesn't speak. But it's out of like you look at Freddy, Jason, the characters we grew up with, where there was like horror characters that you stuck in your head, these like Pinhead and stuff.
Yeah.
Art the Clown is one of these. Like I haven't seen a character
Iconic.
like this in the last 20 years, basically. Iconic
John-
figure.
Johnny watched a lot of shit too. He sent me like a link
Jason
like
Patrick
last
yeah,
year or
right.
something of like one of the murder scenes. She's like, you just got to watch this. And I was like, holy fuck. So yeah, everything Tony's saying is spot on, man. It was like, I didn't think it could get any more disturbing than what we've already seen. Oh, it can. Yeah, that guy's
I don't
pretty
know.
brutal.
You guys should watch the gay
Yeah.
hockey show. There's some pretty fucked up things that happen in that.
No, but I tell you, I had Chris knows this. You probably remember this too. The guy who played, I probably couldn't get him on the show now, but when I had Art the Clown on the podcast, the Tampa Morgue podcast, for like 2.5 hours, 3 hours, we talked about all the all the stuff in
That's
the movies. It was
awesome.
killer. And now I don't know if you can get him on there because it's blown up so much. It was already getting big. Like for some reason, when I first saw part 1, I was like, man, this character. And then when I saw part 2, I was like, forget about it. This guy's going to be. Now you'll see Art the Clown shit everywhere. And it is brutal. But if you notice, Bobby, when you see it, there's like the certain thing. it's brutal, but it's so brutal that you just shake your head and be like, there's no way, you know. And it's
Yeah, that's a good way to
entertaining in this
put it.
crazy way.
Yeah.
So
It's
All
freaky
All right,
shit.
maybe I will check out Terrifier, but I think I'm going to start Beasting Me tonight.
I do have an art to clown back there too. That's right, Devil's Heaven.
All right, we're going to bounce on out of here. And tomorrow night we got the Senators. Let's just hope that we can get a fucking point out of this one, man. We are in the shit right now.
We are in the shit.
So hopefully they can battle back, and we'll be back. We'll see, maybe post game, maybe Wednesday. We'll figure it out. Let you guys know. Thanks so much for hanging out with us again. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons if you're listening to podcasts. A download, the subscription, positive comment does help the little podcast that could. For Tony, Bob, Tim, I'm Chris. We're the Uncle Puckers. We'll see you when we see you.
Bye-bye.
See you in 2026.
Eat a dick.
It's over, Johnny. It's over!
Hockey show.